What is it like being in a pre-broadcast meeting with Dan Fouts and Tom Brady? Put me as a fly on that wall. Right.
Well, here's the thing. Dan was an anchor in San Francisco, a sports anchor,
right.
During a stretch of his career. While he was doing college football, he was also anchoring the local sports at KPIX when Tom Brady was a senior in Northern California. So Dan did a walk and talk interview, and we have the video. We've seen it. We've used it before, of Tom Brady at 18 years old. And they formed a bond, obviously, back then. If you're Brady and Stan Fouts, clearly at that stage of your life, you're just blown away that a Hall of Fame quarterback, the great Dan Fouts, is chatting with you and is interested in what you have to say. So now the years go by, and we've met with Brady so many times. And being in that production meeting, it's two guys that get along really well, and Tom is very comfortable. I think Tom is probably the best guy in the NFL, Rich, when it comes to production meetings. He just gets it. He understands. He does. He just understands what it's all about. He understands what we need, and he, I think, also understands how the dynamic works the other way. Good questions will bring good answers, and Tom is that type. He's really insightful in those sit-downs. So he and Dan definitely have a long-term bond that will carry on for many years.
All right, now do Belichick.
Bill understands that the meetings are part of the job.
Yes, of course.
He does understand that.
Yeah.
And here's the thing with Bill. In all seriousness, if you get into certain subject matters, he can be delightful. Completely delightful. He'll talk about NFL history and give you things that you hadn't even thought about, angles and different things that have happened and his perspective on them. If you get into officiating, he is very strong because he knows that rule book backwards and forwards. If you get into the opponent, he can be very good. It's really when you get into his team that you're not going to get a whole lot.
Or
He's
himself.
Just not going to share.
Or himself.
I understand it.
Yeah.
Or himself. Right. If you start, other than how he related to people throughout his career, if you ask him about Lawrence Taylor, Carl Banks, if you ask him about
Bavaro,
guys that he coached under, Ted Marchibroda. Yes,
right.
He's got so many stories. It's amazing. He's an encyclopedia of football, as you experience. And I did ask him, by the way, about the NFL 100 stuff that he did with you when we met with him week 2.
Okay.
And his eyes lit up. He smiled ear to ear. That's how much he enjoyed. I'm not just telling you this because I'm on your show. I would tell you this if we ran into each other at an airport.
That's right.
He was tickled to talk about that, and he said it was a great experience. I know everybody's looking forward to it.
There's no question. I've said it on this show, and I'll say it here, and I'll say it to you in an airport when that's probably where I will see you next. It was a top 5 career highlight for me doing that show with Collinsworth and him. He is dynamite. If he does want to do broadcasting, he does have the chops for that. He really does.
There's no doubt. He is scary, smart, and bright, and brings a unique perspective. Look, I've done these meetings for 22 years. You get some coaches that want to chat, and it's just a little BS session back and forth. You get other coaches that play it close to the vest. It's your job to figure out what of that information, as you disseminate it, is usable and worthy of a broadcast. To just say you spoke to someone isn't enough. There's got to be something of value that can either move a story ahead or at least bring a different angle to it. And you pick and choose your spots. Bill understands the whole setup. He chooses not to use it as a way to grandstand or to get points across. He just goes out, coaches his team, and look, if you ask good questions, there are times where he can give you something that could be worthwhile.
For more of The Rich Eisen Show, tune to Audience Channel 239 on DirecTV for free on BR Live or download the Rich Eisen Show app.